Guten Morgen.
Good morning. We are finally in Rothenburg of the tower.
Yes, we arrived last night after a...
Kind of late because we got lost. We tried to make the romantic road, but then
we realized we were not in it.
Just disappeared. So we finally made the highway to here because it was too late, and we decided to go by the highway.
Now we are in the most well-preserved medieval city in the whole of Germany. There is one of the entry gates to the old town.
It's Rothenburg of the tower because it stays right next to the river Tower.
Yeah, it actually means red fortress above the tower.
Alright. Its origins go back to the 12th century, but it became a free town in 1274. But its mostly growth was on the 15th century. Since the 30-year war, where they fought on the Protestant side, the city hasn't changed much. So this medieval atmosphere has been preserved since then. This is the most cute little town. It has lots of stores with toys and Christmas stores and bakeries full of delicious cakes.
This is the Rathaus, which is partially being restored and has two architectural styles. It is from the Renaissance period in this part actually, with these arcades, and the back side is Gothic.
Which is the tower,
yeah,
60 meters.
Tower back there. And this thing here, which is being totally restored.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we cannot see it. It's a famous tavern.
It's a tourist information office. That clock over there, it usually comes out every hour between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. explaining a small story about about Rothenburg. I had a brain found now. Okay, let's get moving.
Now we're gonna head to one of the gates.
I don't know why, but here in Germany there's a lot of pharmacies. In every street you have a pharmacy.
Yeah,
like in Portugal they have ATM.
Exactly. They have as many pharmacies as we have ATMs.
Yeah. We are in the guardhouse of the Donaüworth. Okay, this was the main entrance of the city in the 14th century, and this is the house of the guard, and it's the only entrance that we can go through the walls nowadays.
And from here you can see and walk through the walls and check the towers and see the city from the outer rim.
The guardhouse it remains intact exactly as it was.
Yeah, it's one of the best preserved parts of the city. We are at the most preserved door, entrance to the town. This town was so historically known and so important that during World War II, the Allied general, knew the importance of this town, so he ordered not to use any artillery when attacking and when taking the town. So barely any artillery was used in World War II, and that's why this town is so well preserved, and it survived, most of it survived that period. It is indeed one of the jewels of Germany.
Church of St. Jacobs.
Which is the main church of Rothenburg, right?
Yes, and the Franconian. This has an architecture iconic particularity because it was built in the 14th century along a street. So down below.
So, what's happening?
We are having a snack.
A snack? What is this called?
It's a Schneeball, which means snowball.
These are typical from Rothenburg. So try it out.
There's a lot of bakeries around.
Yeah, and all of them sell these. They crush them before they sell it to you, but originally they are like balls. Yeah? Let me try.
This one is simple, just with sugar. That one has more heat.
Great. This is great. Wonderful pastry right here. So, we are almost finishing our little tour here in Rothenburg. We have one last spot to see before we head out to Norlingen, which is this, the Criminal Museum. Yeah. Inside you have all sorts of torture instruments and torture devices. And this is like the most important museum that they recommend. Every guide recommends this place. Let's do this. People would do the most crazy stuff. Believe me, none of you would want to be a woman in these times. These stones here were called the stone weights, which were used by women that had quarreled. They had to transport these things from the main square to the castle gate. These stones weighed 90 kilograms. So it's official, at least for now, until we reach the next crossing. We are in the romantic road, this is it.
Yay!
Yay! So this is Schillingsfürst, which is the land right next to Rothenburg. Town hall, etc. Small town, right? But pretty nice as well. It has that same feeling.
Yeah, old medieval atmosphere.
So you see, these are the kind of plates on the road, Romantische Straße, that you should look for if you want to do this road. So
this is
Fuschenwangen. And I guess we are crossing the old town. It's nice. It's not nearly as nice as Rothenburg, we gotta be honest. But it still has that
medieval atmosphere.
Fluffy feeling. Rathaus. So, and now we're lost again. What's the name of the next land? So, Dinkelsbühl is the next stop, and we're on our way. We're entering old town of Dinkelsbühl.
Dinkelsbühl.
This is one of the oldest cities in Germany as well. According to what we've read, it's very well preserved as well.
It has a door here, an entrance to the city.
Yeah, indeed. This is nice. Okay, we are at the historic center of Dinkelsbühl. Given that we have very little time to see this, we're just gonna stay around here at the very center, and that's pretty much it, right? We don't have that much to say about this town, except that it's one of, like we said, one of the most well preserved in the whole of Germany, and its houses are mainly made of timber wood, right?
That's right. It looks very cute.
One of the attractions of Dinkelsbühl that is very referenced is this thing, the Church of St. George. And yes, this is the main square.
This house here, this red one, it belongs to an ancient family here in Germany, but now it's a restaurant and hotel.
The silence. Sometimes you get interesting experiences out of silence. Wanna try?
It has a major echo.
This is awesome.
Yeah. We arrived finally at Nordlingen.
Yes, we are heading for the old town, the historic center, which is right here actually. So we are gonna pass through the arch and we'll officially be in Nordlingen Old Town. Nordlingen is actually, it has a particularity. It was built in an ancient meteorite crater that struck the earth millions of years ago, and it's very well referenced. Some people even say it's more worth checking out than Dinkelsbühl.
It also has a church, St. George Church, like Dinkelsbühl.
So Nordlingen city center, a rat house right there, which has a cafe below, nice fountain here which changes and stuff. This is Marta, in case you didn't notice yet. And this is St. George's Church, which you can see this from the town that comes before Nordlingen. We are on our way to Harburg, which has a famous castle here in the romantic road, filled with these little lands. This is a magical road indeed. Harburg Castle.
Looks nice.
So, Harburg Schloss is behind. Donaüworth is the next stop. This day has been insane. We have seen so much stuff already and it's still 5:30 p.m. So wunderbar!